Hello everyone, this is HDCollection here, back with some more StarCraft 2 action. Is it going to be continued Liquid Tasia dominance, or is one of the best, maybe even the best player on Team Incredible Miracles? Can they finally pull an incredible miracle here and stop the reigning terror of Liquid Tasia? Up in the top right side, it is going to be none other than, I almost said Liquid Tasia, but no, it is Nestea, and up, left center side-ish, it is going to be Liquid Tasia. I always mess up saying exactly where they spawn. But I do want to say that this game right now, you could probably go ahead and skip to the second game because one of the players disconnects in this game and they do a regame. However, this game it gets really into the thick of things, and the reason I'm deciding to cast it is because it'll really help you understand the mindset of the players going into the next game. So we will see which player is ahead once the disconnect happens, and then that will allow you to understand basically the mentality going into the next game. So if you want to see a full-on game, just go ahead and go to the next video, but if you want to see at least some cool strategies and stuff utilized, then definitely go on this one. Oh my god, look at this. This is going to be spotted immediately. Oh, not immediately, almost immediately there. So that's the beauty of that positioning here. Now, I do want to talk about this map a little bit, but of course, Tasia is sort of proxy raxing in the center of the map here. Oh, you sneaky devil. Can this Overlord actually spot this? I think Tasia actually knows the scouting pattern so well that he's going to avoid detection, although not on this second barracks. I think, right, this Overlord is going to spot. There he goes. He does spot one of them. Now, does he move the Overlord down to reveal to Tasia that he knows about this? I think it would be wise for him not to, because he's going to drop the spawning pool right away. Should be able to prepare for this quite amply. I think this drone's going to spot this as well. Nope, not quite yet. So he doesn't know it's a double proxy Rax. However, he does know the timing of this Rax, which is going to reveal to his opponent that it is most likely a second Rax on the way. Although the drone could be delaying this barracks itself here. Can he actually prevent it from completing? Great pathing on the SCV. Gets it on the correct side. And the barracks is done. The two-pronged attack, or two barracks proxy, I should say, is going to be underway here mighty soon. This drone's saying, oh god, what do I do? Why am I put on the front line? Who have I become? I definitely am not a warrior, but they may have to be here soon as the spawning pool is not done. Here come off the drones. This is a completely standard response here to what we're about to see. Note the SCV with more HP begins building the bunker. The drones could actually kill the bunker almost immediately. He does decide to give chase here, and this may feel like an overreaction, but it is not, although he needs to back out here pretty soon because he does have more Zerglings on the way. 8 to be exact. Can easily kill off this bunker, though, once those Zerglings begin to spawn. 10 Zerglings. That might even be a bit of an overreaction here. We're about to find out. Those 2 Marines have now arrived. Oh, no third SCV here, though. The Zerglings are brought off the line. Not going to be able to fully wall this in just yet. Kills that off. Will most likely force the cancel here. But he does now have another SCV here. He should be able to kill these, though, I would imagine. We'll turn on health bars for now just because these minor battles are super important. There's the cancel. No, doesn't cancel. Lots of money in the bank now as far as units lost, favoring Nestea here. Overall units lost 225 to 50. He needs to make sure not to overextend himself, though, because Marines have a huge advantage in midfield at this stage of the game. Wisely going to be dropping down a spine crawler, but more wisely going to be following this up with drones, as he knows that that spine crawler should be able to hold on. Needs to be careful with these Zerglings, though. That is a lot of Marines. They can win almost in a straight-up battle, and he mixed in with a little bit of micro there. Should be just fine. Nestea is going to be content with the fact that he forced the liftoff with that barracks. We do have the command center finally going to be going down here for Tasia. 20 SCVs to 21 drones. So while that didn't do a lot of direct damage, I feel like Nestea may have made a few too many Zerglings here, and he's really got to warrant having them. I think killing off these rocks is very intelligent play right now. Maybe leave one Zergling out to try and spot where these units are. This Overlord, I believe... No, it can be spotted because of that bad angle. There we go. Realizes, hey, I've got to back this up. Good reaction time there by Nestea. Here comes the Marines up here. But remember, one Marine's just a poke away from death, which is going to substantially reduce the strength of this army because every Marine is almost invaluable at this stage of the game. And with more drones on the way, Nestea needs to make sure not to get too far out in the center of the map, not try and get too excited right here, because he could suffer a lot of damage with the Marines now in the position that they are indeed at. What does he decide to do here? That's going to be the real question. He doesn't want to kill these rocks because he wants the choke point to be as favorable for him as possible. Because, I mean, think about it later. If he has tanks here, he wants his little surface area for those Banelings to be able to split up as possible. So leaving those rocks, leaving those choke points, it's going to be very favorable to him. This poor SCV Imagine just going along for a cruise in your little SUV suit, looking behind you and seeing this many Nestea Zerglings. That is something that you would have to watch out for, and would actually be extremely terrifying. Let's be honest, Zerglings aren't they like larger than dogs? I mean, they're scary little buggers. I remember watching them in the StarCraft 1 cinematics, but the command center's got to be done here, as we do have a third one just finishing up here for Tasia. No surprise to see him go for so many command centers. It's just what he does. But, I mean, there is still an advantage for Nestea. He's not super far ahead, but it's going to be feeling good for him. I am surprised to see even more Lings on the way, because I guess he wants to use those for securing this base. Is going to be dropping a bunker down here. Does he actually leave the 4 Marines in here? That's the real question, because he could kill the drone. I mean, really the idea of this is to kill the drone that's going down there undetected. And then, or he thinks it's undetected, but then there's Marines there to kill it off. The Lings will spot this, and also spot right away that, hey, there are Marines inside that bunker. I cannot expand there just yet. Is forced to make Zerglings to deal with that, and the drone right there not going to be able to secure that base. Actually does force the 4th right here, instead of being able to place that at the 3rd base right where he would want to, because remember, this is only 8 minutes into a game. It may feel like more, but you gotta remember that Tasia did do that early rush, which is gonna push everything in the game back a little bit. Taking a look here at Tasia's base, we do have a factory on the way. 4 barracks are completed. That 3rd command center is done. I wouldn't be surprised if these rocks get taken out here relatively soon, because he's got his entrance basically secured, especially now with the engineering bay going down. He should be just fine. A lot of units on the way, though, and this could be disaster for Tasia if the Banelings begin to morph in. They do. This is a lot of Banelings, 18 Banelings on the way. I think Tasia's kind of caught wind of what's going on here, as he is going to be defending. The engineering bay is almost done. The supply depot wall in, though. No, he actually has no idea what's going on, because otherwise he wouldn't be killing off these rocks. And here comes the attack right now. The Baneling's going to be able to clean this up easily. Notice how he places them on the side to do damage to the engineering bay. And the SCVs have got to be careful here. They're engaging the Banelings directly. Not a good choice, although he does put them on hold position, I believe, to make sure they do not take too much damage. The Baneling's going to swing around to the right side, but there are Marauders here. You got to not attack the Marauders, and that's why that Marauder, it says he only has 1 kill, but he just killed off so many more Banelings. That did not do the damage he needed to. The Baneling hits were not that phenomenal. He's at 8 SCV kills, but considering that Tasia, I mean, he's good at going toe-to-toe as far as bases are concerned. He's got to be able to replenish those. He's already got the depot wall going back down. I think a lot of lesser players would have ended up losing there, but right now, Nestea's saying, I want to end this game right now. I feel like I have the confidence. I have the units that I need. Does he have the upgrades, though? No, he does not. 1-1 is on the way, so if he doesn't do something about this army, he's going to fall way behind in those upgrades. Lair Tech just now on the way. More drones are behind this, but these Marines over here, they're having one hell of a time. They're playing poker inside that bunker, just having fun, waiting for the Zerglings to run on by. They haven't seen any units, though, for ages right now. But eventually that will get cleaned up. I mean, these Zerglings could easily kill off that bunker, finish off those Marines, help that pad, that unit's lost tab just a little bit, help even it out even. But he will be able to engage this bunker directly. Wants to bring all these units. It looks like using Banelings would be overkill. I don't think that he would do that, but perhaps he will. I feel like it would just be silly to use Banelings on a bunker that's really not actually doing anything here. Just make a couple of roaches, kill it for free. Here come the Banelings right now, though, and it looks like he does decide to use them. Again, I think that's kind of an interesting choice to use 2 Banelings on that bunker, because it's basically giving gas to kill something that doesn't cost gas at all. But he decided, hey, I don't want to lose any more of my Zerglings. I'm not going to be going for any special units, and I need to expand here pretty soon. Now, we did see a huge wave of drones right now out of Nestea, and Tasia still a little bit shooken up after that last engagement. Is not going to go ahead and expand just yet. Does decide to go ahead and add on more barracks. He is going to have to expand here pretty soon, though. But he does decide to go ahead and queue up just a bunch of SCVs, making 3 at a time. And Nestea, though, is supply block. Does have 2 Overlords on the way here. 17 Banelings. I don't even know where those are morphing at. There they are. They are ready to blow you up. And this army, I mean, there are quite a few Marauders here. But if he gets a good Baneling hit on these clumped up Marines, that could be it. Tasia being so aggressive with the anti-creep spread, moving out, killing off the creep tumors, and really forcing the creep back to the Stone Age. I mean, I feel like Nestea has not been on top of his creep spread right now. There's only 2 avenues of creep spread that you can use. And the Hellions right there, just poking up there, kind of playing with the crocodile, poking it in its eyeball a little bit. But when is Nestea gonna take a bite? We're about to find out. Could very well be right now, and I think going right now is the smart choice. Don't want to waste the Banelings on the Marauders. Oh, a huge waste there. That came out very favorably to Tasia, as you know, he just keeps forcing Banelings to detonate on things that don't that don't really die from... What are we attacking here? Oh, it does look like the Rockshot now. That don't really die from Banelings. And Nestea, I mean, lately, I mean, it could be said that Nestea is in a bit of a slump. He doesn't have as much success recently as we've seen in the past. So he is, by the way, the third most earningest StarCraft player ever. I'm not sure if he's the highest Zerg, but definitely top 3. Top 2 Zerg, at least. I'll have to check right after this. But either way, he has made a lot of money playing StarCraft 2. He's a very strong player, but is he adapting to the newer, stronger breed of StarCraft 2 players that we're starting to see, especially with Kespa coming into the story? I don't know if Nestea's got what it takes, but he's going to try and show us here, at least in this game, which we do know it eventually disconnects, which is fine, but I'm kind of curious to see exactly where the game disconnects. I'm not actually sure what timing it disconnects at, or if Nestea is going to be in the lead at that point. But he does get his 4th base. I mean, this just feels late. I don't really know, on paper if this is late or not, but I just feel like Nestea would love to be near maxed out right now. He is at 160, but so is Tasia. Usually you want to keep a supply lead, but with 7 Infestors on the way, might be able to turn the tide of the battle directly into his favor. It's once again, as usual, going to come down to Taja's Marine Marauder bio control. And we have seen him get a lot of medevacs in the past. I feel, honestly, like getting medevacs is just so huge. It makes your army so much better, and also makes it survive fungals a lot more, because you actually have enough medevacs to just beef your way through the DPS of those fungals. So definitely something to keep in mind is that his medevac count is looking pretty darn good. 173 supply to 170 for Tasia here. So both players looking good on the macro. Got to be careful versus this army here, though, because that's a lot of Banelings. He can morph in a ridiculous amount more here at a moment's notice. But if he doesn't get the Baneling hits that he needs, then that's going to be it for him. There is going to be a drop here inside the main base, able to kill some tech structures, but other than that, doesn't look like it's massive damage, although he does drop on the low ground here. Nestea's multitasking hasn't been the best recently. We'll be able to kill off that medevac, though. Down it goes with those units inside. At the same time, he's going to be moving up the ramp right here to engage. The Infestors are pissed. Might be able to get a ridiculous fungal, and he does! A huge fungal on this army. The Bailey's going to clean up the rest, and it looks like he's forced to unload these units. He knows that these medevacs are left for dead, and that is a huge swing into Nestea's favor, but there's a drop over here at the, I don't know what order he got this base in. I think it was the 3rd base here, but only able to kill a Spine Crawler there. Nestea's multitasking. He's saying, Husky, you shut up about my multitasking. I can multitask just fine, is indeed doing just that. This Marauder, though, actually taking no damage from Zerglings. He's up to 2 kills already, even though he's completely surrounded. Does take that out. Nestea's got to be going for the kill here, marching into this 3rd base. He wants to end it right here, right now. His units were clumped up on those Marauders, but it looks like Tasia's got to be backing out here. No complete wall in. But again, anytime you can funnel these Zerg units, it's going to help out. Can he focus the Banelings? Big fungal in the center, and he is going to march right on in. Does he have enough stuff here? The supplies are almost identical right here. Does throw out those Infested Terrans, which that is going to be huge. That's going to kill any units that haphazardly go down there, which there are quite a few. Got to be killing that off right now. And, yep, there's the disconnect. So, unfortunately for, I would say, oops, I skipped all the way to the beginning of the game. But let's go ahead and pause. No, I hit the wrong button again. Usually that's a pause button, but at the end of a replay, it is the go back to the start of the replay button, which is kind of the opposite of what I want to do. So let's take a look here at the units lost. You can see that Nestea definitely lost a lot of units there. The income, let's take a look at that, 2,300 to 1,700. Army size is 52 to 56. Worker supply is a little low for Nestea, but hovering at 81. Oh, excuse me, hovering at 81 is okay. He did have 1 attack, 2 armor, but literally just seconds away from being done. It would have been even upgrades, however, the 3-3 advantage was huge. And I gotta say that while the attack looked like it went well for Nestea, it actually didn't do that well. I mean, the main thing is that he is denying a 4th base, but not for that long, because we do see Tasia going to be landing right here. And this was actually the game-deciding moment in the game. Was Tasia going to be able to counterattack with his 14 Marine production, 3 Marauder, Siege Tank, 2 Medevacs, 2 Factories on the way, the 3-3 way ahead of his opponent. But, I mean, Nestea, I feel like, is going to be thinking, this game was winnable. It was definitely a winnable game here. So they do decide to do a regame, which honestly I feel like is the correct choice, because the supplies are super even. Nestea, while he does have a lot of extra minerals, does he have the larva to spend it? He does have 31 larva, which would be quite a few Infestors, quite a few Zerglings, would have put him pretty far ahead in the supply. At the same time, though, there was huge production out of Teja, so I feel like the regame was the correct call, but at the same time, it seems like every time Nestea gets a disconnect, he just kind of gets thrown off of his game and ends up losing the next game. So we're going to see if he can continue focusing in the next series, because he definitely was giving Teja a run for his money. Speaking of money, if you're actually still listening to the video, here is the results for Nestea. You can see, I mean, look at some of these earnings. $25,000 at BlizzCon, $46,000 at GSL Code S, getting first place there, and then $46,000 again at Code S, and more importantly, GSL Season 2, this is where the big money was at, is that he got first place for $87,000. You can see, though, his 2012 earnings are a little bit underwhelming, not to completely count him out, getting third place in IPL number 4. But other than that, I mean, sixth place in the GSL is only going to net you $2,500. But either way, hasn't had as much success. I mean, I don't know the difference between this amount and this amount, but it is huge. So let's see if Nestea can actually do it, stay focused in this series, and regame versus Teja. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.